Are you looking for some tips on how to plant some summer flowering bulbs? In this video, I'm going to show you some very simple ways on how to plant summer flowering bulbs. Hi, this is Jeremy Stark here from Green Thumb Gardener, here to give you some tips, tutorials, and reviews for all your gardening needs. In today's video, I thought it'd be very cool to just do something different than what I normally do. If you've been following my channel, you know that I mainly focus on vegetable gardening. And it's not that I don't enjoy any other type of gardening. I really love flowers and trees and shrubs and everything else as well. Anything that grows, pretty much. But I choose mostly to focus on the vegetable gardening aspects of it. But I had a project I was doing this year that I had ripped out some bushes and I was going to put in some nice flower beds and some other things in there. So I thought it'd be really cool to show you on the different kind of bulbs that you can plant in your flower bed. And right now, this time of year, it is a springtime, so that's really a good time to plant the summer ones for this. So if you're looking for the bulbs that come out in the early spring, you actually want to plant those in the fall or just before the winter time because you want to get them in there as early as possible. But this video is really going to focus on the summer flowering bulbs that we'll have. If you really like this content, please give us a green thumbs up and let us know that we're making a great video for you. If you could also hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the bell as well to get notified of any new videos that we do have. Also, we do have a website. Check out the link down below in our show notes if you want to take a look at our website where we have lots of different materials on vegetable gardening and other gardening stuff as well. Now that we get that out of the way, let's get right into it. Hi, this is Jeremy Stark here from Green Thumb Gardener. Just wanted to show you some quick tips here on how to actually plant some bulbs in your garden. So one of the things you want to consider is the actual time of year that you're going to be planting the bulbs in the garden. You want to make sure that you're going to plant them at the right time of the year because not all the bulbs are the same. Some of them will actually grow in the early spring. Some of them will grow a little bit later in the spring. Some of them will be in the summertime, and you even have some ones that will grow in the fall season. So just be aware of when you're actually going to be planting this. You actually want to plan out the time to do that. And you want to actually, most of the packages that you'll find at the store, they're actually going to have on here, on the actual package, whether they are shade or if they're part sun, or if they require a lot of sun as well. And the other thing it's going to have on here is the actual time of year that you do want to plant it. So what you do is most of the packages will have the time of year based on where you're located in the United States. So just go ahead and take a look at it. For most of the summer plants, for the ones that we're going to do today with the summer planting, the time of year is actually now to start planting them, because if you plant them now, they will actually sprout up. And for a little bit later on in the early to mid-summer, you'll actually get some of these. So just be aware that when you're planting these, that you want to make sure that you're planting at the right time of the year. Otherwise, they just won't grow until the next season, because it has to be a certain soil temperature that will basically germinate them to start up. So it's really simple. You want to make sure in this particular area of my garden, this is a really shaded section. So what I'm going to actually do is kind of plan out where I want to put this in relation to all of my other garden bed. So in this area, this particular plant is a caladium, and these are great for the shade, and they're good for like borders and things like that. So right now is actually probably the best time of the year. It says between March and May to plant these, and what they recommend is about 5 per square foot. So a square foot is basically just a foot in diameter around each side. So you kind of know the area that it's going to be in. And this one comes with 6. I'm actually going to go a little bit. I'm probably going to put 6 kind of in a little bit bigger than a square footage, because they do actually expand as the seasons go on. They do multiply a little bit. So you can actually, and the other thing you can do too is you can move your bulbs later if you really find that it's not covered enough, or you want to move it to a section of the area. So this isn't just one of those things that you just plant and that's it and you can't do anything else with it. You can actually fix it if you really need to. So I'm going to use this corner right here. This is kind of where I mapped out in my little diagram that I'm going to plant it. So what I like to do is just kind of dig like a little circle in the area that I'm going to put this in, just so I have an idea of where I'm going to actually plant it. So I like this corner right here. This gets pretty much all shade. Let me get my little tool here too. The other thing you're also gonna need is what I was actually getting right here was my little tool, my little bulb. This is my bulb planter. This is great. If you don't have one of these, you can actually just use your hands or a shovel, and that would work just as fine as well. So I have a lot of mulch on here. What I'm gonna do is just clear some of it off, just to make it easy to get down to where I need to go for my depth. So on the package, you're gonna look for, because some of them actually require you to plant them pretty deep. For this one, I think we're only going down 5 inches maybe. So on the package, it'll usually say how deep you wanna go. So just make sure that you're looking on there for the right depth that you wanna plant it. And on this particular one, let's see, I think it said 5 inches when I looked at it. This is 4 inches. Okay, so on this is another thing I like about these tools is it actually shows you how far you need to go down with it. So just kind of go in there and you twist it around. That's why I wanted to move most of this mulch, because this stuff I got some old roots in here too. So this will give you an idea of how deep it is. Okay, so once you got your holes, I like to actually kind of put all my holes in so I can see where I'm putting them in relation to each other. So I like to dig all of them up first before I actually put them in. So I'm going to say like this right here. This thing's neat because I just you push it and then it lets all the dirt out, which is great. But unfortunately, this bed, I used to have this, I had a lot of bushes in here and I got most of the root out, but I know there's a few roots somewhere. So I'm gonna actually make sure I can get in there. There we go. Yeah, see, that's what was holding that up. All right. So I got 4, put one in the middle. Five. And we'll do one more up here. We'll do kind of in this section right here. Actually, we'll do it back here. We'll do it right here, I guess. So it's really good that you have like a kind of a map of where you want to put everything before you kind of go in here. And I usually like to break it off in sections, but depending on how you actually want to plant it is really, it's up to you on kind of designing it. But I like to do it in kind of grids, so it's what makes it a little bit easier. So you want to take the root out, and some of them you can see exactly where you actually do it, but this one I don't think it does. This particular plant, I'm trying to look for where the stem is. So I like to see kind of where the roots are on the existing one before, and that's usually where the bottom is. So I just place that in there. Okay, but if you see a stem coming up, that's kind of the area that you want to actually place up. It's like the bud. But believe it or not, they'll find their way up there if for some reason you don't know. And there's supposed to be 6 in here, but I think I only got 5 in this package. And that's okay. Split one of these off. Anyways. All right. So once you get that in there, you can just basically place the dirt back in. So you get that in there. And then I just kind of move the mulch over a little bit. And then what I'll do at this point is I will water it in nicely so that it does start doing its thing. Now, the first year that you do plant the bulbs, they don't always come up. They might not come out as full, and you may you might notice they're not as vibrant, as you might see them in like other areas. It does take a good season for it to actually get adapted. and they do multiply, so you can actually take them out, you know, and you can actually separate the bulbs that do produce in there, because you'll have more of them each year. They'll actually grow and kind of expand a little bit and kind of in the area. So you can move some of them around if you do find them later that they're kind of too much for the area, or if you want to put some of them in another area or move them around, you can do that. They're very flexible with that. But you just have to make sure that you plant in the right time of year, so that you know when they're going to sprout up there, and you know, you don't have to worry about too much about that. But that's it. I just wanted to show you just quickly how I do that. I got this whole other bed over here. I got to do my other ones, but I wanted to give you a quick little video on and show you on how to actually plant summer flowering bulbs. If you like this video, please give us a green thumbs up. Let us know that we're making great videos for you. If you could also please subscribe to our channel below by hitting the bell, and also please check out our website right down below, and I'll give you some tips on everything for gardening. And as always, we'll see you in the next video.